in a fixed basis. And at least in the last Thursday of every month, for us to have, like Al said, a little bit diversified topic. Program. So it's pretty much like a program where we are in a Spiritist center, and we hear so much about meditation, right? And now it's like medicine has adopted meditation into. Doctors know that drugs by itself, they don't really produce the effects. Everything is connected to our mind, our healing. It's so dependent on us. So we are actually going through a transition, and always in the field, so he can correct me if I'm wrong, because we are in a transition where doctors see patients in a different way, a little more wholesome way, and there is actually a shared responsibility with our own healing. So this is incredible. We see so many studies. We see how technology advances, and how much more, the more we have access to more information, they bring us a level of responsibility for us what we do with that, right? How can all of this make my life better? How can I take advantage of all of this? So meditation and Spiritism goes hand in hand. So we are proposing that we just go over, now it's 7:10. The next 10 to 15 minutes are going to go over the introduction, to talk a little more, explore some of the basic elements that we need to understand about mindfulness, awareness, and how does Spiritism ties to all of that. And about 7:25, about 10, 15 minutes from now, and then we're going to watch a little clip just to help us get into a different place, bring ourselves into a zone of peace, serenity, and from there, we're going to go over 3 very deep exercises of meditation. So no need to worry about it. In fact, it's so simple, and 100% prayer, and it's a form of meditation. But prayer, not in the sense that we are, and we're going to do meditation itself, but the way the prayer was conceived, the way that Jesus himself introduced prayer when he said, when you want to pray, when you wanted to talk to your Father, you wanted to be in a place of privacy. You want to bring silence. You want to create an intimate environment and an intimate relationship with somebody so special, who are the power and who is capable of providing what we need in our hearts, in our souls. And that type of praying, that exchanging, not of just words, it's actually feeling, it's just being present. So let me start with this introduction, right? This is pretty much a very bullet point of what we're going to talk about and take from here. So the relationship between meditation and Spiritism. Spiritism, if you're not very familiar, it's a philosophical and scientific doctrine that was introduced in 1857 by Allan Kardec. He was not the founder, he was the codifier. The spirits themselves, through mediumship and through an organized scientific and philosophical method, they put together, coming with the book of the spirits book, I would say, and with questions and answers. And from there were 4 other books: the Medium's book, the Gospel According to Spiritism, Genesis, Heaven and Hell, and then Genesis, right? Those are the 5 books of the Spiritist doctrine. But in essence, it is Spiritism. It's this connection, it's this understanding, this awareness that we are spiritual beings. Spiritism is a study, a reflection, a body of knowledge of where we come from, where we're going, what is the nature of our beings, and this relationship between our physical world and the spiritual world. And we are in relationship with the spiritual world, no matter if we don't pay attention to it. Even if we do not realize it, we don't need to have, to be a scene, to have like a very sensitive mediumship to see spirits. Spirits are present. We are spirits, incarnated spirits. But there are discarnated spirits that they are attracted to us, we are attracted to them, we have a relationship with them. It's not that they're going to be making choices for us because we have our free will, but they're there. And what does meditation have to do with anything of this? Meditation helps us get to that level of our spiritual level. So the basis of our meditation is going to be pretty much just mindfulness. Mindfulness, conscientiousness, and awareness, it's pretty much us trying to be present. It is a way, a method, a timeout that we take in order to find a little more of our essence. We are so attached to our physical and our material needs and the environment, everything that goes on. It's like sometimes our life is programmed. Every day, if we compare what we're doing now and what we're doing 5 years before, it didn't change very much. Sometimes it does. We do have some changes. We go to different places, get different jobs, we have different relationships. But in general, it doesn't really change. Our day-to-day, it's a very methodical way of us functioning. And then we are evolving physically. But sometimes we are kind of stuck spiritually because we make an educated choice. Sometimes we don't realize, but it is an educated choice of us not visiting who we really are, that part of us, the essence, the power. And that's where meditation and awareness comes to. So one of the things I have to give credit to my wife, Jenny, who's here tonight. One of the things that we were talking a few times that we come to try to implement this, Jenny and Christiane Carmo, she's a therapist, and she works with meditation for many years. She's a yoga instructor, and she will be part of this program. She's also she's also implementing this with me. So she will be with us in June, and she will lead the meditation exercise that we're going to do. But one of the things that we come to a Spiritist center, and it is such a special place, and the lectures are nice, they're knowledgeable, they're enlightening, but sometimes it's just like we're, if you go to like a AA meeting, for instance, we go with a need, and it is like sort of like a support group, and there is something that we take with us from there, because we all have situations in which we find ourselves unbalanced, made bad choices, bad decisions. Sometimes there are so many things that's happening in our lives, we don't even know how it hit us. It had nothing to do with anything we did, but it's happening, and we need help. And it's not just a help of meeting a new person. It's a help that it's like, it's a power it is within the mission of that place, of that program. So this is like, we're trying to, like again, a very humble way to put together a program. And meditation will take us there. If we're having like a spiritual disturbance, We do recommend that you come to the Wednesdays here. We go the fraternal counseling. It's a one-on-one conversation with a very experienced spiritual worker, and they will help any of us who are in need to have harmony, have a balance spiritually. Sometimes it's we are having some kind of an imbalance, or sometimes it's within our family. Sometimes it's something we cannot control. Sometimes it's manifesting in our physical bodies or disease, and we know it's connected spiritually, and we have a spiritual treatment for that. But in general, even if we're just life is fine, everything is okay, can we have a little more lift me up sometimes? Yes, we can. We always do, right? We use meditation to. The program here is for us to apply in the day-to-day. So, having covered the basis of the program, the mind and the spirit. So, it's all about the mind, right? Like there is an inner voice that talks to us all the time. We don't realize that because it's so automatic. But there is this voice, this persona, which is ourself, there is a chatting going on there. Like right now, most of us might be thinking, a lot of stuff is going on our mind, right? I know that every one of us is a different world. A lot of stuff is going on. And you can be talking to yourself right now. It's like, what is this guy talking about? What's going to happen here tonight? Did I turn off the light when I left home? Did I put the alarm in the car? And, a lot of stuff. Do you agree? Do we talk to ourselves? Sometimes we talk with ourselves, that we can actually hear ourselves talking. And sometimes there's so much talking that our mind is so busy, that's very annoying. And it's like, oh my God, I need to take a break. It's like there is just too much stuff going on there. It's like there is like a clutter. You agree with that? We have these clutters. Because our mind, it is not just a physical, it's not just a part of our brain, like in the front of our brain here, the first part of our brain here is the frontal cortex. That's one of the most powerful places on our brain that we create images and situations. That's where we have a lot of our emotional intelligence and our intellectual intelligence that's going on there. So there is a lot of intelligence going there. But there is also a fluidic, a spiritual body that's there. That is also us. Let me show you here this. And I'm going to show in pieces, so you're not going to get too scared about it, okay? So this is like our physical body. There's Portuguese and there's English in the bottom here. So basically here we have from our head all the way to our bottom, we have 7 basic, what we call energy fields, chakras, or power fields. And then we have a filter between. Let me just put the here. There you go. So we are basically made of. We are a spirit. Do a spirit have a form? The representation is just like a flame, like a spark. We don't really have we don't know what is the shape of our spirit. We know the shape of our perispirit in yellow here, which is our fluidical body. And this is our physical body here in red. So between our spirit, which is our essence, our spirit is who we really are. Who we are in the most pure form. our intelligence, our emotions, our feelings, everything that makes us be who we are. We do manifest those through our perispirit, which is this fluidical body, to bring that information to our physical body. There is physical intelligence and there is spiritual intelligence. The physical intelligence are pretty much the instincts, where our body, we perform so much functions just in automated mode, like breathing, right? Our heartbeat. Imagine if you have to tell my lungs, now breathe in, now breathe out, heart pump again. Imagine our heart pumps about 100,000 times a day. We breathe a lot, and we have this intelligence. But we are so complex. We are a miracle. We are like that's why God have made so much of His wonders. We are the best of the creatures. We have everything that we need and a lot more that we haven't explored yet. But we are basically pure love, peace, everything that's good. We do collect experiences as we have also the lack of knowledge of everything that goes on in order for us to progress and to be as most pure as we can be, that we have and we come in this physical existence. That's reincarnation. We come back. And we need to live with other human beings like us. We were made, we weren't built to live alone. We are not lonely beings. We are collective beings. And that's the beauty of everything. So, without getting too much into it, it's important to know that we don't just live with this. This is not who we are. When we're talking about a heart, when we're talking about expressing ourselves, getting in touch, communicating, expressing feelings, we're talking about something that goes beyond. So we have these centers of energy, the centers of power that's called chakras. We have basically 7 of them, and that is interacting with the fluidic, the cosmic fluids of the universe. This chakras that comes, the first one that comes from our top of our heads here, we're connecting. Really, you heard that, you're not aligned with the universe. We align with the universe. We align with God. With God, we're not talking, when we're talking about God, we're not talking about a man like us, an imperfect, or just somebody with a lot of power. We're talking about the source of all things, a superior power, the cause of everything, the main intelligence. And something that we have within us. And so we're connecting with all the spiritual energies. And we have here in our, right by your forehead, it's like a third eye. This is called the frontal chakra. And this is what helps us envision ourselves, project ourselves into the future, go back to the past. This is pretty much a center of intellectual and emotional intelligence, and give us this clear vision of everything that we cannot conceive materially. And so when we have the other chakras, the heart chakra, it's right in the middle between the three top chakras and the bottom chakras. The 3 bottom chakras is how we connect with this life, with our physical lives. It's like where our spirit is more connected to our needs to survive, to do the best we can living in this existence, in this body. And the heart is right in the center, so it's like where we have the balance. That's the balance of our needs, our balance of our emotions, a balance of everything. So having serenity, it is not just a privilege. It is a responsibility. Because in order for us to earn most, to try to, what we all try to take from this life. So if we're to leave this world 10 days from now, what will be our main goals? How we would assess, did I do good? Did I do bad? How would I know? We wouldn't really be knowing intellectually. We wouldn't know in our hearts how much peace did I produce to myself and to others. How much I am feeling within my soul, regardless how much I'm suffering in my body. How do I feel? How do I connect to the power of love that it is within me? How do I connect with the power of love that there is out there? Am I accessing this? Am I receiving and giving? So serenity it's this exercise. It's pretty much meditation. It's pretty much thinking on things that, how do I make the best of it without giving too much room for just this reactive being that I am in the front. It's good for us to sit back, understand the thoughts coming and going, appreciate the bad ones and the good ones. But the thoughts that we have, they do not define who we are, what we want for our lives. So through meditation, first, we're going to break down in 3 levels. We're going to do a part 1. We're going to do a breathing, like being present. So that's the awareness part, the mindfulness. We're going to do that. We're going to breathe and relax the mind. We're going to try to be in control. Let go the thoughts. Be here. So if we're not going to suggest, and we don't want anybody to go to a trance or to be too relaxed that you're going to fall asleep. We have to be aware. So we have to be together. We're going to start the exercise in a little bit. So we have to choose to be here and now. We're going to use our breathing, and we're going to do that together, to transport ourselves to a peaceful place. And just to make it easier, I brought a nice little clip, a little video of a beautiful nature, gorgeous nature, Celtic background music, very relaxing. Please do not fall asleep. You have to be present, okay? But it's very nice. I think you're going to enjoy that. That's the part 1. After we get to this place, first we're going to do actual visual, because being the first time, we're not just going to close our eyes and do it. We're going to do a visual meditation and breathing, and then we close our eyes, and then we continue with that. Second part will be the surrender. Usually surrender if you think about it, has a negative connotation, like surrender means like it's a weakness, I have to give up. Not the negative connotation, the positive. Surrender meaning that giving ourselves to something higher. We're not alone. Embrace nature, embrace everything that it's conspired to our good, to our peace. So that's in surrendering, we're going to again be connected to this place of peace and kindness. And hopefully we take it home with us, and hopefully we do it at home every time that at least half an hour a day will be great. We surrender to God, to nature, and to the universe. We let go of disturbances. We're going to let go, we're going to free ourselves from the feelings of guilt and anxiety. That happens. We all have that. It's natural. But we should not be collecting that. We're going to be forgiving ourselves about that. And we're going to forgive others. If we do not forgive ourselves, we cannot forgive others. If we cannot forgive others, we're stuck. We are carrying a big weight on our backs. And finally, the part 3, we're going to thank again for being this place of kindness. We're going to thank the life and the Creator. We're going to have gratitude for this journey. I'm going to do my best to guide us through, some sort of like whispering. I'm going to sit right here, and then we're going to go over these parts. We're going to enjoy the music. We're going to breathe. We're going to relax, and we're going to be aware. We're going to be here, and we're going to go over this with us. We're going to be living ourselves in a positive outlook, bringing progress within ourselves with love, benevolence, above all. So, before we get started, we go back here. I need you guys to be with me because we have these resources. The objective is for us to live here very relaxed, spiritually, with our minds feeling a little better. So if you like it, then you can do it at home. You can come here every last Thursday of the month, and we're going to do it together again. But I need you to affirm this with me. Do you want to do this? Yes. Right. Okay, great. So I will also want you to affirm to me if you want to do this. You're not affirming to me, you're affirming to yourself. We're going to go to, are you going to breathe and let go and be here, be present? Yes? Good. Do you want to surrender to something very powerful which brings peace, kindness, and love? Can you surrender your mind and your thoughts to that? Yes. And finally, are you willing to be grateful? Are you willing to thank life, thank God, thank the universe? You don't need to have a very intimate relationship with God, with Jesus. It's not about really deep religion. It's about us. It's about the connection. Are you willing to be grateful? Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to use a. I'm going to ask my friend Rafa to help me with the sound, and if you can turn this light as well, just leave one light. This light we don't need. So let's just transport ourselves to this place, okay? We're going to do this for 5 minutes. This is a place of peacefulness. In Spiritism, in the law of action-reaction, the authorship of life. How do we know God? It's because you recognize an artist by his work of art. So if we embrace nature as simple, as humble as it is, as we can bring ourselves to such a place, it is a good start to recognize the power and the grace of a Creator who made something so beautiful. As we travel to nature with tranquil waters, beautiful forests, and appreciating everything. And at this time, what we wanted to do is to bring silence. Just as we're doing this visually, just try to be connected. After we finish this visual connection, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and we're going to go through the mindfulness exercises. We're going to meditate. We're going to breathe. Right now, we just want to be relaxed. Be at ease. Look how beautiful the little creatures, the life that there is in this amazing place. If you have been to places like this, you can have that very close to you. And try to transport yourself to that place. Start breathing very, very deep. We're going to breathe in the 6-4 format. We're going to inhale and hold, and we're going to count to 6. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we exhale in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let go out and do it again. Inhale in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Let go in 4. 3, 4. Don't worry about the numbers. Just make sure you inhale and hold that breath for a little bit and let go all the way. We're not to close our eyes yet. You're still transporting yourselves here. We have another minute of nature. Please enjoy the nature. After we can connect to such a place or to your favorite place of nature, mountains, lake, trees, forests, beautiful creatures, flowers, waterfalls, silence. Let's silence ourselves. Our minds is just here now. Let's start letting go of our thoughts. Everything that can be disturbing us right now. And we keep on breathing. We keep on breathing very deeply. Hold it. Let go. Out of it. You can start closing your eyes now. And all we're going to do for the next 5 minutes is to find a place of peace and calm within ourselves. Breathing deeply. Hold it a little bit and letting it go all the way. And you continue to do that. Your mind is here, is very present. We are in control. Just appreciate the air coming inside. And letting it go. We have spiritual friends in this place. helping us. We are surrounded by beautiful energy, just like the power of nature that we just saw here. Continue breathing. Inhale and hold. Let go all the way. Let go all the way. Appreciate how your body responds to your breathing. How your lungs fold. Feel the air penetrating your whole body and the blood circulation, energizing your entire being. We breathe and we let go. Our mind is very focused in being here, right now. Connected to this place of peace, of kindness, of love. As we continue breathing, appreciating all of this life, we let our mind very at ease, and we start to surrender. We surrender all of our thoughts that come and go. Surrender to this power of love that sustains us, that's been present with us from the very, very first moment we know ourselves. Let's surrender to this force to help us clean anything that is in the way. We surrender to the gentle, tranquil waters that slowly make place and help us clean up any feelings of guilt, any fear. We surrender to love, because love is the only thing we need. Our hearts are so calm and serene. Our minds are peaceful. But we do recognize that we have feelings inside of ourselves that have been there for many, many times, many years. But this is time, this is the place to let go. We let go of anything that does not belong. We were made peacefully and with so much love that there is no room for anything other than love. As we recognize that we have this inside of us, we also recognize how powerful we are, how connected we are. We breathe deeply. We hold and we let go. We breathe deeply. We hold the best part of our lives. We have so much to give. And right now, we give ourselves the present, the gift of freedom. We choose to free ourselves from memories, from traumas, from people who we loved and did us wrong, people who did not appreciate us, spirits just like us that act out of ignorance. We choose to free ourselves. We choose to forgive. We forgive ourselves and we forgive them. We let them go. We hold just what's good and we let go of everything else. We choose to let go because we know it does not belong inside of our minds, inside of our hearts, and we know we can do so. And right now, we choose to do just that. And we breathe. Let's go and be connected again to that place of peace and kindness and love. Let's transport again ourselves into that lake surrounded by mountains, the waterfall, birds and the beautiful creatures, this light that keeps us warm. Let's recognize that we are not alone. Let's appreciate ourselves being in life of a spirit that is eternal. Let's connect to our Creator, Creator of life. Not this life that's going to perish in our physical body. We bless our body, but we live in our spirit. Let's be connected now to the feeling of gratitude. Let's be thankful. Let's be connected to the only power we need to be connected to. The power of love, the source of everything. Thank you, God, for making me, to giving me this opportunity of being born, of living all of these experiences. Thank you, God, for this journey. Thanks for even the parts in this life that I did not learn my lesson yet. But we ask you at this time, right now, that our hearts are so serene. Our souls are so light. We're so connected to you. We ask you for courage. We ask you for your continued blessings. Thank you for the guardian angels that surround us, that help us and support us. We breathe deeply. We inhale and hold. And we let go. Gratitude, love, peace. May we take this peace and this feeling of serenity, this feeling of forgiveness,
this feeling of inner awareness. Let's take this with us tonight. Let's bring it home. Let's be forgiving, starting with ourselves. Let's let go of this weight that does not belong and be connected to the only source of love, of peace, and harmony that we need. Thank you, God. And as we conclude our meditation exercise, I ask you to continue being in this vibration, this sensation of lightness. Appreciate the energy that surrounds you. Our spiritual mentors are here to help. And our brother Tim is going to start to invite us to the passes.